Good evening and welcome to Girl Talk Sunday. I am your host, Sandy Best Life Jones, and I am absolutely delighted to have my guest here with me tonight. Miss Bonita Lee is here to talk about her brand new children's book. And you know, I have a copy. It's called Go On, Little Sister, Go On. We're going to get all into the business when we bring her out in just a few minutes. But before we get started, I want to tell you that I am here to help women just like you and women from all over the world discover the purpose and the plan for their life through honoring God, honoring their body, and owning their worth. We are a faith based platform, but all who come in peace are welcome. Now, before we start, before I bring Bonita out, I need y'all to share the live. So if you are watching on Facebook, let me see who's in the comments. If you are watching on Facebook, help me out and share the live so we don't have confused people asking me, how do I see the live? Because that happens every time I go live. So I'm about to share the live myself so people know how to find us. Hold on one second. I'm going to share it so I don't get phone calls and text messages from my friends and my family saying, we can't find the live. Okay, here we go. We are live. All right. There we go. So you can go to my page and the live is right there. I promise. I hope everyone is doing well, having a wonderful Sunday. I had a great time in church this morning. Although I will say I was not feeling the best, but I pressed my way to get to church because I knew if I could get to the church building, I would be all right. And I actually feel a lot better too. I think I'm probably just hungry and I normally don't eat before my shows. And so that's probably what it is. I'm probably just hungry, but trust and believe I will be eating as soon as we're done. So before we bring Bonita out, I want to see some hearts in the chat. I want to make sure that she feels welcome. She feels loved. She has such a compelling story. She's going to talk to us about what inspired her to write this book. And I absolutely love the book. And this is the thing. These are the two reasons why I'm excited about tonight. Number one is Bonita is so much fun to talk to. She is just, she's a conversationalist like me. So we have a great time talking. But number two, anytime I get a chance to review a book that I've read and I really like, I'm all in. And I love this book. I absolutely love this book. I'm going to make sure that my grandbabies get autographed copies. That's why I have not bought them yet, because I'm going to take them to Ms. Lee to have them autographed. I think that this book is necessary, and every Black girl everywhere needs to have a copy of this book. And I'm going to do my part to make sure this book gets in the hands of as many Black girls as I can. So I love book reviews. I am the ultimate bookworm. I always have been, even as a child. I loved to read. I don't read as often as I used to. And I think, I'm not sure, something happened during COVID. And I just stopped reading like I used to, but I'm getting back to it. I've got some new books that I'm waiting to start reading. And I'm going to be sharing some reviews about those books too. So, but tonight is all about Bonita Lee and her brand new children's book, Go On, Little Sister, Go On. Before I bring Bonita out, I want to tell you who she is because y'all need to know who about to be out here on this Girl Talk Sunday sofa with me. So let me pull up her information so I can tell you who is in the house tonight. Honey, listen. Bonita Lee is a community connector who has worked with schools and nonprofits for over 20 years, focusing on individual, student, and family access through empowerment. Her background in global studies focuses on marginalized groups throughout history and has fueled her passion for equity and inclusion. As a family and community partnership coordinator, Bonita works with students, community members, schools, and local agencies to foster active advocacy. She helps develop and design outreach programming that engages diverse groups of individuals in community based partnerships while bringing community members together. Bonita is the co founder of Noahpreneurship, a private networking club for Black entrepreneurs and business professionals. And we are going to check out her brand new book. Go on, little sister, go on. And I see some people in the chat. Yes, Kenneth Young, you need this book for your baby girls. Absolutely. Bonita's going to tell us how we can get it when we speak to her tonight. She's in the green room just waiting, just itching to come out. But I need to see some hearts in the chat before I bring her out. I need to see some hearts, y'all. If you are watching on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share the live with whoever in your life you love. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like the video and share the live. Let's get a few hearts in the chat, y'all, so I can bring Bonita out. I want to make sure that she feels welcome and loved and honored and celebrated the way she should be. All right, let's see. We're going to bring her out. Oh, before I do, though, I just want to make sure y'all see. I got my hair done. Y'all see that? I got a new do, y'all. I can't begin to tell y'all how much I love my new hairstyle. I love it. I don't have to do anything but take my scarf off of my head. That is it. That is all. I mean, it just gets no better than that. I love it. And I want to make sure y'all see this beat now. This is the Girl Next Door beat. Not too much, you know. It's just a little something. Rosy cheeks, right? We got the lavender lipstick on. You know, we just keeping it simple today. It's just me and Bonita. We just gonna have some girl talk, right? All right, I see the hearts. Yes. All right, so let's bring out my guest. Bonita Lee is in the house. Here she comes.
Hello.
There she is. Hi, Nita.
What up? You look beautiful. Love the new do. Appreciate the purple. You know, I'm a
Well,
purple woman. I love it, love it, love it.
I know. Listen, you have become famous for the purple locks, purple braids, purple, whatever it is, it's going to be purple.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I am honored to have you here to talk about your first book, brand new children's book called Go On, Little Sister, Go On. I just like the name. I mean, that's something that I probably would have heard in my grandmother's kitchen while she's in there talking to her friends, and I'm eavesdropping, acting like I'm getting something out the refrigerator, but I'm really listening to what they're saying. And she catches me ear hustling, and she's making me go outside. It just feels like home to me. What inspired the title of the book and the message of the book itself?
So, I mean, I'm going to be transparent. When you said you stopped reading books in 2020, I'm like, sis, we were exhausted. 2020 was our civil rights movement. Like, it is in our lifetime. And so what inspired the book was 2020.
Yeah.
Like, that was the roughest year for me as a Black woman in America. I'm not going to lie. Like, I got tired of seeing Black men lynched in modern day times with knees. I got tired of seeing Black men trying to jog and gunned down. I got tired of hearing about Black women sleeping in their own home and not leaving alive. Like, I was tired of that. I was tired of hearing about our Latinx community, their babies in cages and separated, and about building walls. And I got tired of hearing about the abuse on the Asian community and the elders. I got tired of the sacred land being talked about using in Hawaii for condos. And I just was like, I have to do something. And I didn't know what that was. And I know this is going to be funny, but this book is a poem. It's a poem because I wanted young Black girls to know, like, you could do anything. So like, go on, little sister, go on. Like, go do it. Even if it's not been done before, do it. You can do it. And us Black women, we got your back. That's why it's like, go on, little sister, go on. Like, we see each other all the time. The story be like, hey, sis, like all the time.
Everybody sis.
Everybody sis. Like, it don't matter. And so the little sisters, like, I just want to hype them up. Like, I love them. Like, and I want them to love them. And I want them not to compare their Blackness to European standards of beauty. And so that's why in my book, I have 20 different girls doing 20 different things, because I want to show that Black girls, they're not good at one thing. We're good at everything.
We do whatever we want.
We're good at everything. We're trendsetters, from fashion to hairstyles to everything. Everybody wants Blackness. They just don't want to have to deal with the repercussions of the melanin in our skin, right? And so the poem, I know y'all gonna laugh at me, but I wrote this poem on the back of a Trader Joe's bag. I went to Trader Joe's. I know, I gotta tell you the tea, like, right? I went to Trader Joe's. I came in and I got in the car and I sat down and I literally had to like rip apart that bag, because I just kept seeing like, tell the little girls singing in the fan, go on, little sister, go on. To the girls running like the wind, go on, little sister, go on. Like, I just want to tell girls, like, baby girl, you can do it. Like, little sister, you can do it. And I'm so proud to witness you do it. Like, I consider myself a cheerleader, like, and being in education and being an educator, it really gives me the opportunity to be the representation that our Black and brown girls need to see. Like, I'm a 6'2" Black woman with purple locks and I'm unapologetic. Right? All right. And so I tell them, like, if you can take up space, you can take up all the space you need to. And like, little sister, go do it. Like, and having those conversations. And I wanted to get that message, not just in the school I work in, but I want to get that around the globe, throughout the country. I want this book to be in homes. And nothing makes me feel better than when moms and dads and big mamas and family members send me pictures of little girls reading the book on the steps. She won't go to school without reading your book. Like, I'm like, yes, because she knows I need to hype her up. Like, I'm hyping her, right? She got to be hyped before she go in that building, because often when they're in the building, they don't get that message. Right. They don't get the message.
Let's talk about where that fire comes from, where that passion comes from. Because I remember in the pre-interview, you were saying that as a child, you read like 100 books every summer.
Every summer.
Talk about that. Where did your love for reading come from?
You know, my love for reading, I'm going to get to that one. I'm going to separate this question. Okay. So first of all, my mom, huge educator, beautiful woman. Hey, mama. Love my mom. I am a daddy's girl and a mama's woman, like to the bone. I look like my mom. I talk like my mom. I sound like my mom. Like, I am a carbon copy. And my mom wanted us, me and my brother, to always participate. I'm from Tacoma, the 253 East Side girl. So she always wanted us to go to the Tacoma Public Library, and every summer we had to read 100 books. And I remember, like, even from the age of 5 or 6, when you're really learning to read on your own, going to the library, and I'd pull out every book, and I would just be looking for a Black or brown girl in the book. And I didn't see that. But when I did see it, we were typecast. Like, Black girls had to be this way. We had to show up this way. We had to have this style. And so I really had that passion to, like, show something different that I needed that I didn't have. The first book I ever fell in love with was Corduroy, because there was a Black girl with a bear with his green overalls. Like, I was like, ah. I remember my dad and mom. I don't know who bought the book because I was young. My mom or my dad bought the book. I remember my dad duct taping that book at least 4 times because it had layers of duct tape. I don't know why they didn't just go buy another one, but my dad just like duct taped that. He's like, here, baby, it's fine. Here, go read it. Go read it. So I remember that. And that was just like one of my favorite books. And so I want every little girl that picks up my book to feel that. Like, there's a runner in there. There's also a boxer. There's a cheerleader, but there's a gardener. There's a little girl fixing a car with her mom. I have a girl with Viliagro, a girl shooting basketball in a wheelchair, a girl who's albino swinging. Like,
Mhm.
I just want them to identify and not only see themselves, but see their cousins, see their
Yeah.
friends, and
Yeah.
non-Black children. I want them to look at this book and see the beauty throughout the African diaspora that we represent. Like, that's
Every
why I couldn't just
every
have
hue,
one.
every hue, every shade is
Yes,
represented in this book.
yes,
And I,
ma'am.
and I especially want to ask you, why is representation so important? Why?
Mm. Because if you don't see it, you don't believe it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, we need them to see their beauty
Mm-hmm.
at 2 and 3 and 4. And, when you said, when did you fall in love with reading?
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time that my parents, now, first of all, my parents were fire, y'all. My parents been married 58 years, Black love, like,
Wow.
strong.
Yes.
I don't remember going to bed without a story until I was like reading on my own. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I never, like, I remember, oh, it's bedtime. Oh, okay. Go put on your PJs, grab a book, and meet mom or dad in the rocket chair. And they
Yeah.
would rock me and
Mm.
read to me every night. So I feel like those were the seeds that were planted. But
Yeah.
the reason I have a poem and it's not just a story, see, me and my mom, we have our own nursery rhyme. She
Mm-hmm.
made me a nursery rhyme. And
What?
I can't share all of it, but I'm going to share a
Mhm.
little bit. It goes,
Okay.
little girl, what you say? Kiss me once, kiss me twice. Mm. That was mighty nice. And so my mom used to have this nursery rhyme with
I
me
love
from birth. Like, until every
it.
once in a while, I'll be in the kitchen with her or my mom and I. Now we have our song too. Okay, so my mom and my song is "Isn't She Lovely?" Y'all know who
Yeah.
that's by. You
Mhm.
know, that's
Stevie
Mr.
Wonder.
Wonder, Mr. Wonder.
Yes.
Okay, so my mom, she'll send me that song when I'm having a day, and I just smile. And my dad and I, we have our song, and it just makes me just light up. I wanted
Yeah.
girls to feel that when they
Mhm.
heard "Go on, little sister, go on." And
Mhm.
so I fell in love with reading in a rocking chair, being
Mhm.
read to.
Mhm.
And I had a nursery rhyme with my mom. But then I learned about the Harlem Renaissance
Mm.
and the poetry.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, poetry to me is life. It's
Mhm.
life giving. Like, I do spoken word, I do
Yep.
poetry now. Like, it's life giving. And
Mhm.
so I wrote this poem to those little girls, and I said, it can't just be a poem. I need illustrations so they can see themselves. And I love it because I have a coworker. He's Chinese American, and his
Mhm.
wife is white, and they have 2 little boys. And he said, I bought your book and I sat down to read to my boys, and your book is the only book that my boys will read without having trucks in it.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to impact. It's supposed to show the beauty. It's supposed to show that Black girls are amazing. Just
Yeah.
give us a chance to show you.
Yeah. I like what you said on the back of the book. You said, um, Black girls dream big too.
Mm,
And this children's book showcases 20 Black girls doing various activities. It's a poetic anthem that encourages every Black girl to be authentically themselves,
yes.
100% of who they are becoming. And the reason why I love that is because this is season 3 of Girl Talk Sunday.
Mm,
On the first show of the season, I said, our theme for this season is authenticity.
mm,
Real. We're going to get real this
yes.
on Girl Talk Sunday. So when I read that, I was like, okay, there's my confirmation. We are in alignment. Let's get
Yes.
this party started.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
when you think about self-worth and value,
Mm,
self-esteem, how does
mm.
this book add to that for Black girls?
I think it's important to know that a lot of self-esteem
Mm-hmm.
comes from within,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also through a mirror of what's on the outside.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I feel like we as women in particular have to fight is the photoshopped version of Blackness
Mm-hmm.
that's only compared to European standards of beauty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so my hope for my book is for the girls to know that not only do we see you,
Mm-hmm.
but we need you.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need you to show up authentic. I
Mm-hmm.
always tell people, I need you to be 100% of who you are at all times.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. Y'all know peer
Mm-hmm.
pressure was
Yeah.
horrible. Middle school's rough,
Mm-hmm.
rough. And I figured if I could get them before middle school and elementary school to know that they're beautiful, to know that they were fearfully and wonderfully made, to know that they were uniquely crafted, to
Yeah.
know that they're uniquely a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Then my quote in my book, when you open the book, it says it's easier to build strong girls than to repair broken women.
Frederick Douglass.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
to paraphrase him, because he said it for, males,
Mm-hmm.
if we don't put the seeds in them and water them, why are we looking for the blossoms?
Right.
Like
Wow,
I'm
that's
planting
good.
seeds.
That's good, Bonita. Say that again. Say that again.
If we don't put the seeds
Mm-hmm.
in these little girls and water it,
Yeah.
why are we expecting the blossoms?
Yeah. Because it's
They
not
gotta
enough to
know.
plant the seed. It's
Yeah,
not enough to plant the seed.
you gotta water it.
To be watered because the germination process has to happen.
Yes,
You
it is.
let that sunlight hit that seed and you
Yep.
water and nurture that seed, and that's when you see the full
Yes.
blossom of that
Yep.
little black girl.
Yes.
How much, what would you say, how much would you say um, social media, the influence of social media?
So,
Um,
I think you're gonna
well,
be mad at me for this.
mm,
Okay,
go
here we
ahead.
go.
Go
I
on,
gotta tell my truth. I gotta tell my
okay,
truth.
okay.
Social media was a lot more negative before 2020 for Black folks.
Mm,
I find that social media uses AI,
mm-hmm.
and if you start looking up stuff for Black women's hair,
Right.
Black women's style,
Mm-hmm.
supporting Black women, it will start coming up on your feed.
Yeah.
So the negative side of it is we have to go look for the positive.
Mm-hmm.
But when you find the positive,
Mm-hmm.
it could be part of that watering of the seeds that were planted.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like social media without direction to hype yourself up can be daunting because
Mm-hmm.
you want to compare yourself to somebody that's photoshopped or somebody
Yeah.
that took ribs out, or you start to see people like, I'm gonna be honest, there's some a certain genre of music that keeps
Mm-hmm.
saying they want a foreign,
Mm-hmm.
but the people saying that they came from women that look like us.
I was
So
having a conversation with my son about this earlier,
mm,
and we were talking about AI and how it's taking over social media, especially
mhm,
YouTube. There are AI driven videos on
mhm.
YouTube. There are people, you think they're people, but they're
And
not
then
people.
yeah.
It's AI. And
Yep.
so if you are a young girl, a teenage girl, and you're trying to compete with something that isn't even real,
Right.
how do you, as an educator, break through that wall? Because you talked about the peer pressure. How
Mhm.
do you break through that wall to let that little girl know, or that teenage girl, or that young adult girl know that that's not real? You get to create the real you.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be social media telling you who and how you should be. How do you break through that barrier if it's
I
there?
really like to partner with parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I call from my work phone, parents answer because they know
Yeah.
that every time I call, it's not something negative.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey,
Ooh, that's important. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to do me a solid. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. I'm like, your baby's distracted because of their phone. I'm gonna need you to
Mm.
tell them to give me their phone at the beginning of the day. Come
Yeah.
get it at lunch, give it back,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can take it home. I
What's
think
the
also, hmm?
How's the response been to that?
Really good, especially
Mm-hmm.
when they see their kids' grades start to go up
Mm-hmm.
and they see that they're not having issues. Because what happens is peer pressure, so like peer pressure on the phone and on social media is the new form of bullying. Like
Mm-hmm.
it really is.
It
And
is.
so they can get a Snapchat or
Mm-hmm.
a tweet or whatever about,
Yeah.
look at her outfit today. But if she doesn't see it,
Right.
then it can affect her.
Right.
And I also tell them this, baby girl, haters are going to hate.
Mm-hmm.
That will never go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what happens is you get to that age where you just be like, you don't pay my bills. Like, you're not cooking my dinner. You
Right.
not oiling my scalp.
And the sooner you
Like
get there, the
you
better.
you get that age where, and I
Yeah.
tell them like it's coming, and when it comes, you're gonna be like, this is what Miss Lee was talking about. There's
Yeah.
freedom of
Yeah.
knowing that your worth doesn't come from somebody else. And we
Preach.
have those conversations in my office, and
Yeah.
that's why I try to go to all 3 lunches, because there's 1,200 kids at my high school, and I try my hardest to go to lunches at least twice a week, not only for them to see me so that they can connect in a different way. And I
Yeah.
like to look for the ones that are sitting by themselves. I tell
Mm-hmm.
my girls, if you see somebody sitting by themselves, you go introduce yourselves to them. I
Yeah.
tell my students, you go introduce yourself, you go break bread with them, you go be a friend to that person, because 9 times out of 10, they don't want to be bothered with people because of what people say and how people
Mm-hmm.
show up. But
Again,
honestly,
peer pressure.
hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most of the bullies have been bullied, or they're trying to live up to AI, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
or standard of beauty, or want so many likes or for attention. And
Mm-hmm.
you know this as a parent, kids will take negative attention because it's attention.
Right. 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 And I
And
can
I
only
also teach
imagine.
them how to respond to that.
I can only imagine what it's like in the school system.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah. I
Not
can.
for me, for the babies. For the
Yeah.
babies. Like
Mm-hmm.
I come into my office sometimes and there's like 5 kids waiting on me, and I'm like, school has not started. Missy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna make it through first period. And I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like, and this is not a dig on adults, but hopefully this is an opportunity for y'all to listen. A lot of our students are saying that nobody's listening.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I do is I'll turn my phone over and I say, you know what? I need you just to talk to me for 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and just let them get out. I need to see where's your mindset? How are
Mm-hmm.
you feeling? How are you showing up? Like I need that for them. And so I feel like sometimes giving students the opportunity to express themselves
Yeah.
also gives them the encouragement that they're looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, as adults, we hype them up and we
Yeah.
tell them, go on, little sister, go on, so they don't
Yes.
look for that externally from
Have you
somebody
been
that's
able
not good.
have you been able to tell how schools and communities can use your book as a
Mhm.
tool to teach diversity and inclusion? Have you been able to tell yet?
Yes, ma'am. I wrote lesson plans for my book.
Hey, we should have known.
I
It's
wrote
Bonita
lesson
Lee. I
plans
mean,
for
come
my
on.
book.
Yeah.
Like I'm an educator, that's what we do. So I wrote lesson plans so it can be used not only for Black History Month. I really appreciate being a Black author, but
Mm-hmm.
also for Women's History Month and throughout the year. And I
Mm-hmm.
highlighted my 20 Black women.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't mean any disrespect. I think the names I'm going to talk about are so
Mm-hmm.
well known that they stop there. Like I don't have Rosa Parks, I don't have Sojourner Truth.
Right.
Like I do have Ida B. Wells because I just think she's dope, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't have like the Harriet Tubmans. They're gonna
Right.
get that. Like I
Right.
picked modern day women, women
Mm-hmm.
doing the work, or women that have been alive in my lifetime, or women that are still alive, to highlight. And I highlighted 19 of them, and I found out that one of them, her middle name is my name, and I lost my stuff. I was like, I need to do it. Yeah. Did y'all know this? Girls, I can't even see the chat. I don't know
Wow.
what the chat is. But did y'all know that Miss Tabitha Brown's name is Tabitha Bonita Brown? Did y'all know that?
Okay.
Cause
Okay.
I know Auntie Tab's name is not like I can't. When I meet her one day, I'm just gonna show her my ID. Look, we the same. Like I was so happy to find that out. So, and I talked about Tabitha Brown, and I talked about, of course, like our first lady. I'm gonna say that again. Our first lady, Miss
Yes.
Michelle Obama. Like I talked about
Yes.
her being the most educated first lady in history of the United States of America, right?
Yeah.
I talked about Kamala Harrison, but I also talked about FloJo. Y'all remember FloJo? Miss
Mm-hmm.
Florence? Y'all remember
Yep.
her? Okay. I love
Yep.
FloJo, but I also talked about Allison Felix, right? And so
Yeah.
I highlighted Black women nowadays. Like, and yes, I gave tribute to our beautiful Black woman that was the first Black woman in space. I talked about the scientists that helped NASA get up there. Like, yes, I highlighted them too, but I wanted to talk about women, Black women that are dope that they can see now, right?
Right.
And
Right.
I had to put Venus, and I couldn't just do Venus. I had to do Serena.
Of
I had to
course.
do Serena too, because if I didn't, my husband was gonna have a heart attack. That's another show.
Let's introduce some of the girls to us. Let's hear about
Okay,
the
so
girls.
I'm gonna do your favorite girl after I do
Okay. I
mine.
already have a favorite.
She already has a favorite, which is hilarious. I think everybody has had favorites. So I just wanted to show the first one, and y'all gonna have to help me if I need to move it up or down because I can't see when I cover where I'm going. I'm on
Okay.
the iPad today, but I want y'all to know that this picture represents every sister. See, I feel like
Ooh.
every one of us would say every Black
Yep.
girl I know was singing in the fan with
Singing
the
in the
Black
fan.
girl hairbrush.
Hairbrush.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I was singing to I was singing to Aretha Franklin and Whitney Houston. Okay,
Yes.
I thought I'm every woman was me with my brush.
I
Okay,
know that's right. That's
I
my favorite
did
one.
like
And that's the first page, and that's my favorite one.
yes, I love it. Now
Yep.
let me get to y'all. Hold on, I gotta get to my second one. So, and I also feel like us women letting young Black girls and Black girls know
Mm-hmm.
there's no such thing as a perfect person.
Right. Right.
Flaws are beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
they're unique, they set you apart, they're organic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing better than an organic woman. I don't care what nobody's saying. I'll
Yeah.
write that check to the bank every day.
All
And
right.
so, my second girl, she has Billy Agro. Is that, wait, which way?
With
There
a
we
lot
go.
of, there we go.
And
That's yeah.
she
Yeah.
is my blogger.
Bonita, when
Yes,
I
ma'am.
saw her, I just said, okay, okay, girl, you got something going on right here. Because I went through the whole book. I've read through every little girl and every activity about 3 times.
Oh,
I wanted to familiarize myself with each little girl. When I saw her, I just like, yes,
she was really
you matter
one of
too.
the girls that I needed the most
Hmm.
because in our community, colorism is so bad
Yeah, yeah.
that stems from our ancestors being enslaved for over 400 years
Mm-hmm.
that I had to show the beauty in differences.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is there beauty in being unique and organic and different,
Mm-hmm.
it's a flex. Like, I
Yeah.
am a cheerleader, honey, at school.
Mm-hmm.
The kids would be like, Miss Lee, my hair's messed up. I got Black girl brushes, gel, oil, bobby pins. Like, we will make it work. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
sitting in the cafeteria. This is no joke. I was
Mm-hmm.
sitting in the cafeteria, and my boss said, I think I need to change your job description. I said, why is that? Well, you in here taking down the baby's braids. I said, yeah, it's graduation. I gotta put that cap again. I gotta bobby pin that in. Like, I be
Mm-hmm.
taking down hair. Go wet your hair. Let me pick it out. Like, I want them to know that every part of them that society has says was not great is what
Yeah.
makes us even better than great.
Right. That's right.
I gotta show you my
What
other
grade do you,
girl.
what grade do you work with mostly?
High school.
High
So
school.
high
Okay.
school. I
Mm-hmm.
love my high schoolers. Oh, I love my babies. I love them all. But I worked all the way through preschool, all the
Okay.
way through college. And so
Mm-hmm.
my career in education isn't just in K through 12. And
Right.
I find that I love the littles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love them when they're excited to learn, still
Yeah.
happy to go to school. And I love them when they're in high school because they could see the finish line. And for
Right.
my middle school babies, I feel like they need a little bit more love because
Mm-hmm.
they're in that self-discovery phase. Who's my
Yeah.
clique? Who are my people? What am I
Mm.
interested in? Why do
Right.
I have pimples? What is wrong with me? Why did my mom tell me I have to get braces? There's all these levels of things, and I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I have been in education in every level, and it's an honor and a privilege to be part of students' villages. And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, I still feel like I'm a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But when people start sending you invitations to their weddings or baby showers, you're like, oh, you've
Yeah.
been in education a minute. Yeah, because she was in elementary school. But I love it that they meet me in elementary school and then they still reach out to me for their wedding or their college graduation. And that just shows how you could build and plant that seed, water that seed, and then you get to see the blossom. I want to show this girl because I am a person who is also, which was that, able bottle different. So I have different abilities and limitations in my
Yeah.
life. But my mama always told me one thing. She said, anything they tell you can't do it, figure out a way to do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanted to show my babies who have physical limitations
Right. Right.
that it doesn't have to look like everybody else. You could do it your way,
Mm-hmm.
and we will support that. A lot of times, and I talked about that typecasting for our babies. And then I also want to talk about my girl, which is which reminds you of your grandbaby. You
Yes.
said,
Little swimmer.
like
There
I
she
like wait a
is.
minute. I like my little swimmer in here. I love her
Yes.
with her cornrow. You see them cornrows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
we
see
ain't
'em.
swimming without no cornrows. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we ain't swimming without no cornrows. But I love her because what I tell people and when I do my diversity, equity, inclusion, please hold this deep in thought. I tell them, I said, a lot of times people like to make fun of Black folks and say we can't swim. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, that's generational trauma because
Right.
you stole our ancestors from the motherland. We had to cross the body of water. Most of us didn't make it. And then when
Mm-hmm.
we got here, when we were enslaved, we didn't have access to a lot of water. And then
Right.
after enslavement, Jim Crow said it was illegal for us to use the same water fountain or pool as you, so we didn't have
Educate the
access to that.
people.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you want to redline us and keep us in the same community. So when we try to do something different, you turn the hoses and the dogs on us. There is trauma with Black folks with a lot of water. So when
Mm-hmm.
people try to be like, oh, Black folks are, so I said, no, Black folks do swim because I was a swimmer, a competitive
Yeah.
swimmer, have
Yeah.
medals, and other Black children swim. It's just that we have to get to the root of that trauma. And the
Right.
fear of drowning is something fierce. And I
Right.
also said, if all them Black folks last year on that boat could swim and not just that one brother, it'd have been
Mm-hmm.
a lot different when they got to that shore.
Okay.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Right.
This guy. And I'm going to show you one more if I have the opportunity.
Okay.
A lot of times in the Black community, there's sometimes that people consider even Black folks as other. And I wanted to address that.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with the uproar that I'm gonna just say it, white supremacy had, why is there a Black Little Mermaid? Because there's Black women with red hair and freckles. We do
Mm-hmm.
exist. And then you see all these Black women posting pictures of themselves with
Mm-hmm.
red hair and
Yeah.
freckles and hazel eyes. Like, Black is beautiful, all parts of the diaspora. And we represent every shade, every size, every color, every eye color, hair color. Like, we are beautiful and authentic. And one of the
Yes.
things that I wanted to do is I wanted to highlight our little girls who are albino. Like, I wanted to
Yeah.
show the beauty in them. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure that when I did that, I was intentional
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times they don't show them outside enjoying nature. And so
Right.
I wanted to show them in that light. So those are just a few of my girls. And go on, Little Sista, go on, who I love and adore. There's 20 of them, y'all, but if I show you every picture, we won't get through this interview.
I want to show the cover of the book so people know what it looks like when they get ready to
Yes.
order. You can buy this
Yes.
book virtually anywhere you buy books.
Yes.
This book is available. I got mine on Amazon, but you can get it anywhere. Go
Yes.
to Amazon, you name it, it's available. You also have another venture that you co-founded, and I want to talk a little bit about that too. It's called Noirpreneurship. Tell
Yes,
us about.
ma'am. So, entrepreneurship is something that was also birthed out of 2020.
Mhm.
And my lovey and I, we said, not only do we need to do something for Black people, we need to create something to support Black people.
Right.
And so, we went on a anniversary trip to San Francisco, and somewhere between San Francisco and over Oregon, and before we landed in Washington, our idea that we were interested in became a commitment. And we
Mhm.
launched entrepreneurship and opened our doors within 30 days, y'all. If you've never started a company in 30 days, I don't recommend it. I don't. I'm not gonna
Hey, but
sit
you
here
did
and
it
lie.
though.
Your girl's like, give yourself some time. But it was something that was on our heart and in our spirit to do. And
Yeah.
so Noirpreneurship, Noir means Black in French, right? It is a Black only club for entrepreneurs and Black professionals. And we meet twice a month, every first and third Tuesday
Mhm.
in Tacoma. We will be changing that as of April, and every first and third Wednesday. And we
Mhm.
meet and we have an expert from the community come, and they talk to us and they give us things that oftentimes Black professionals and entrepreneurs don't have. We've had a Black attorney come and talked about protecting you, protecting your brand, what you need to know. We also
Mhm.
have um, more of, like, we've had wealth advisors come, mental health therapists come, people that know about grants just for, I'm going to say this, they call us minorities,
Mm.
but we're really the global majority. So we're gonna let them have their label to give us that coin, but just know
Mhm.
I identify as the global majority, not a minority. Anyway, back off my soapbox. So we have experts that come. We have a Black chef that's at every meeting. I mean, every meeting. And we pay and we taste the food and we use them at our events, because our whole mission is to turn over the Black dollar multiple times in our community before it leaves, and create a relationship community where we can network, where we could grow, and where we could sustain. Our goal is to build a Black Wall Street in multiple parts of America so they cannot burn it down and put a freeway over it like it never
Mhm.
existed.
Right. Right. And I know the last gathering this past Tuesday was about VHA home loans and how you can
Yeah.
qualify. FHA, I'm sorry, FHA.
So they were, we really highlighted our VA for
Mhm.
loans for homeownership, because
Mhm.
even the ones in the room, even if we weren't vets, we know people who served, and we
Mhm.
want to
Mhm.
get that information out to the Black community. But yes, he did touch on FHA loans and different things like that. But we really wanted, and we have, like, in entrepreneurship, we
Mhm.
have vets who are either retired, just got out. And so we wanted them to know what was there. And every meeting we have, me and my lovey are intentional about adding value. We
Mhm.
have to add value. So we don't just have a meeting that's not planned out. We had a marketer person come. We had a person talk about AI and how you can use that for your business. We
Mhm.
have people that come out and pour into us and remind us of our why, because being a business owner is not for the faint in heart.
Right. Right. So what's next for Go On, Little Sister, Go On? You have like a ton of speaking engagements lined up. I'm surprised that I was able to book you actually because you are everywhere. What's coming up next?
Everything. What's not what's not
Believe it.
coming
I
up next?
believe it.
I just was explaining to, so my lovey, my mom, and my dad, we went out before I joined with you tonight, and I said, I'm tired of checking 5 emails. Like, I'm just like, between LinkedIn reach outs, and my author page and entrepreneurship and my personal and my mom said, that's a good problem, baby. You know,
That's
she
a
always
very
got to
good
bring it
problem.
back. Yes, Mama, I'm sorry for complaining. Thank
Yes.
you, Jesus. Use me, Lord. Use me. But
Yes.
I think what's next is there's some more spoken word coming. I'm
Okay.
in different spaces where I'm talking to Black professionals and business owners and those who aspire to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I love leading my workshops. Like I was at TAF yesterday at
Mm-hmm.
UW, and I lead my workshop on center and community care. We
Mm-hmm.
go over the difference between maintenance, self-care, and community care, as well as I lead healing circles, which really identify those key moments in our lives that have bruised us the most and hurt us the most. And I walk through a healing circle and completing that and erasing that trauma by affirmations outside as well as external. So that's more stuff I have coming up. Y'all, I should have my coloring book out. I'm hoping by
Yes.
June. So I'm excited. I'm going to
Awesome.
launch a coloring book because my girls need to be colored in how these baby girls identify. Like,
Mm-hmm.
boo. If you want purple hair, write in some purple hair. If you want
Yes.
blue hair, write in some blue hair. Like, I want them to have, like, I was so excited. Like, I think it was 2020 or 2021. And Crayola came out with the skin
Yeah.
color crayon.
Yes. Yes.
Honey, I was I can't wait to color my own coloring book. I was
Yes.
just like, I can't wait. Because we didn't have that growing up. We didn't have
Right.
band-aids that look like us. We didn't have
Right.
color
Pantyhose.
crayons that work like us, but we do
Mm-hmm.
now. We do
Yeah.
now.
Well, listen, I am in love with your labor of love.
Oh,
I'm so proud of you. This is
thank you.
this is a collector's item. I will
Oh,
keep this book forever, but I am going to bring it to you so you can sign it for me. I want to
yes, ma'am.
ask you before we close, I want to ask you a question. If you could go back in time and give a message of hope to little 6-year-old Bonita,
Mm,
what would you say?
mm. I would say mistakes are inevitable. Bruises are inevitable. But you still have something inside of you that you will use that will help the 6-year-olds, the 7-year-olds, the 8-year-olds. And don't ever let somebody take your voice.
Mhm.
Because, little Bonita, if you're silent, there's something the world is missing. That's what I think I would tell her.
Wow. Thank you, Bonita.
Thank you.
Your work is powerful. It's necessary. Um, you're going to change a lot of lives with this book. There's a
Mm,
lot of little Black girls that need to know they can be and do whatever
whatever.
they want to do, whatever they want to be. It does not matter
Yeah.
what they look like, where
Yeah.
they come from, who their parents are,
Right.
what's been done to them,
Right.
and what they've done.
Yeah.
None of that matters.
Mm,
They can do and be whatever.
whatever.
The only thing that we need to tell them is to go on, little sister.
Go on.
Go on.
Can I give a shout
I
out to
love
my
it.
illustrator? I gotta give her a shout out. So my
Yes.
illustrator, y'all, she ain't a Black woman. It's my best friend. She's a white woman and my co-conspirator. And her name is Honey Bar. Her legal name is Megan Bar, but I call her Honey Bar because she's sweet. And when I had this idea, when I sat down in front of her, y'all, she's a white woman from Salem, and she said, "Teach me."
Yeah.
This white woman, literally, I sent her so many Essence magazines, Everyday magazine, my girlfriend's baby pictures, my baby pictures. She know the difference between blow dried hair, Singalese twists,
Mm,
locks,
mm.
like braids, cornrows. Like, she was able to learn. And I just want this to be known. Black folks, we don't have to do stuff by ourselves.
Right.
There are some people that God ordained to help us
Mm-hmm.
through our journey. It took us 2 years to depict these Black girls, but we were so excited that every page, one girl would say, "That's me. That's
Mm-hmm.
my cousin."
Yeah.
Like, and have the same reactions that we needed. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't have it, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have people in my corner that will see my vision and help me create it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had to draw something, all the girls would have been stick figures. Like, I am not the one for art, you know, but
Well,
my
this
art
is
is
allies.
food and poetry.
Allies are important.
Allies are
That's what it's
huge.
all about. Yeah.
Like, in my, not even my ally, like my allies were hyping me up, like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
girl, go do it. But that co-conspirator that actually helped make this dream a reality,
Yeah.
like the poem was written on the back of a Trader Joe's bag, y'all. But these illustrations took 2 years because I knew what I wanted, but I just couldn't create it myself. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got to give my husband a shout out because he helped me publish my book. I
Yeah.
have another Black man who is my Black editor.
Mm-hmm.
He helped me edit the book. It
Mm-hmm.
was a village. And honestly, that poem sat dormant for a while. And my mentor said, "Shame on you."
Mm.
There's sometimes Black women just say some things that you gotta be like, really? Like,
Yeah.
sis, you come at me like that? She said, "Shame on you for keeping that away from these babies."
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm so blessed to have that village. And of
Yeah.
course, my parents who rocked me to sleep every night with a story.
Pay no mind to that noise. Somebody is ringing my intercom, and I am not answering. So
Okay. Well,
keep
don't
going.
answer, boo. Just be here with be here with me. Like, say.
Well, you have some love in the chat. We want to recognize those who have come to celebrate you.
I
Mr.
don't even know how to
Kenny
get to
Young
that.
said, Sandy Best Life Jones, you know I'm a girl dad. I need the books.
Yes, Dad. I need you to rock your baby in that rocket chair and read it, though.
Amazon, Candy, you can get them on Amazon.
If you want the bigger one, it's Barnes and Noble. If you want the
Barnes and
Amazon
Noble.
one, it's fine. So mine's 8.5 by 11. This is Barnes and Noble. If you
Okay.
want the one that's half this size, it's Amazon, and that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon has strict guidelines for printing landscape, and I did
Mm-hmm.
not know that when we wrote the book.
All right, let's see. Oh, Denise is here.
Dimples! Oh!
Yes.
So I
I
gotta
knew
tell
she'd
y'all
be
real
here.
quick. I call Miss Denise Dimples. Miss Dimples was very instrumental in me loving myself between the age of 10 and 15. When I
Wow.
talk about village, she has been a part of my village since I was 10 years old. And I love me some Miss Dimples. Mwah! I love you,
Oh,
girl.
oh, we all need a Miss Denise in our life, especially when we're
Yes.
that age, when we're trying to,
Yes.
I mean, that's 10 is like between the ages of 10 and 13,
Mhm.
for me anyway, were the most confusing ages
Yeah.
of my life.
Yes.
'Cause I wasn't really a little girl anymore, but I wasn't a grown woman either. And I had some Miss Denises in my life to help keep me on the right pathway. Otherwise,
Yes.
I would have been, because my mother just couldn't do it all by
Yeah.
herself. You need those kinds of women
Yeah.
in your life. And I think this book is going to help little Black girls to become that for the
Mm,
people coming behind them. And
yes.
that's what's so powerful about this book.
I
Yeah.
love that. Especially when you talk about a village. Think
Hmm.
about where our ancestors came from on the continent of Africa. We
Hmm.
had villages.
Yeah.
The mature women taught the younger women. And
Hmm.
so I just appreciate Miss Dimples so much. She has no idea.
Let's see who else you got in here. You got Chanel Taylor. She said beautiful.
Hey, sis.
Yes. You got Cassandra Moore. Excellent.
Hey.
Awesome feedback. Tasha Jones said, Amen to that part.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All of it. Amen. And my good friend Tony said, amazing. And she is
Oh.
right. You are amazing.
Ma'am, so are you. Like, you
Thank
fly, girl. You
Thank
fly.
I'm
Like, yes,
so
you
blessed.
are. All
Thank
of you. I love it.
And tell your mama I love her dearly.
Oh, I will.
I
I
love her.
will. I think she at home right now. She's talked about making some stew. So
Mm.
I think she's over there. And I'm gonna go get a bowl.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, eat a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go eat too.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you again for being here tonight, Bonita. I
Thank
know.
you.
Oh, you'll be back when the coloring book comes out.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll bring you
Okay,
back.
I hit you up in June.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. You have a good night.
You too.
All right. Take care.
Bye bye.
All right. That is our show for tonight. The book is called Go On, Little Sister, Go On. Grab your copy if you have little black children, little black grandchildren, great grandchildren, nieces, cousins, your kids, friends, whoever. If there are little black girls in your life, they need this book. I am I am just full. I'm so full. My heart is full. I absolutely adore Bonita Lee, and I thank her for being with us tonight. All right, that's our show. Thank you again for being here. We will be back March the 10th, I believe. My guest is a social media influencer who is I have been watching his podcast on YouTube for a few years now. And I remember when he would be on for about an hour and have 20, 25 views. Mm-mm. He got thousands of views now. Calvin Michaels is coming to Girl Talk Sunday with Sandy. If you don't know who that is, I need you to go to YouTube and do a search for Calvin Michaels so you can see who he is. And I'll be telling you more about him in the coming weeks. He will be right here on the Girl Talk Sunday sofa on March 10th at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. He is, first of all, I've known him since he was a little kid, but I've been watching his channel get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And everything from politics to pop culture to sports, you name it, he's going to talk about it. And he's going to come here and talk about it with us. And I can't wait to have him and introduce him to some and present to others of you because you probably already know him. Yeah, he's a rising star. I can't wait for March the 10th. All right, y'all. I love you. You know I do. I want you to have a good night. I'll see you next time on Girl Talk Sunday with Sandy. Good night and God bless.